Speaker, Dr. Chinmay Panda, and she is going to speak on population-based screening of genetic disease. She is a public health professional and academician from the Kalinga Institute of Medical Science, Bhubaneswar. Please, Doctor.
Very good morning to all of you. I really thank Sir because he placed a very good background for my program presentation. I will not go into details of thalassemia and sickle cell disease. The initial slides are just for introductory, so I'll just take through these slides very fast. So as we all know, thalassemia and sickle cell anemia, these are the major hemoglobin disorders. And here we are finding the different percentage of hemoglobin A, A2 and F, which is commonly found in adults. And we are going to focus on sickle cell anemia and beta thalassemia major preventive program, which was implemented in Odisha by CSCR CMC Vellore. As we know, thalassemia is mainly due to mutation in the chromosome 16 and chromosome 11, alpha and beta thalassemia. And the pattern of inheritance is mainly autosomal recessive. That's what gives us a chance to prevent the disease, because there is only 25% of chance of having a diseased person. So these are the types of beta thalassemia, minor, major and intermediate. And I think the audience doesn't need a detailed presentation of pathogenesis or the clinical presentation or the treatment. That's why I have just briefly placed the slides and the doses of iron, the liver dysfunction, dark pigmentation, endocrinal abnormalities, cardiac failure, and how the complications of iron overload complicate the cases of thalassemia. In sickle cell disease, there is point mutation in the chromosome 11, and the types, as we know, sickle cell main disease is the where with the person gets complications and having more this vaso-occlusive, aplastic and splenic sequestration and hyperhemolytic crisis. So impact in the pregnancy is the main thing in Odisha, which drives us to have a specific program. And when Dr. Alok and the team approached, I will go to the program directly. Yeah. So in the state of Odisha, as you can see here, this falls in the high prevalence zone of sickle cell. And these are the areas where beta thalassemia is the high prevalence. These are the districts, 30 districts in Odisha, out of which sickle cell area mainly prevalent in Kalahandi, Kandhamal, Rayagada, Nabrangpur, Koraput, Malkangiri, Gajpati, and maximum districts are covered under sickle cell high prevalence gene area. But there are certain areas, Angul, Dhenkanal, Cuttack, Khordha, Nayagad, Ganjam and Jajpur, which are highly prevalent for beta thalassemia, based on the prior studies. But there was no specific available data of the prevalence of beta thalassemia or sickle cell anemia in Odisha prior to this program. So the total population of Odisha is 4.5 crore, and the prevalence of various hemoglobin disorders in Odisha is sickle cell trait, sickle cell beta thalassemia trait, thalassemia major, and very few of HBE diseases. Odisha government initiated the Odisha Sickle Cell Project in 2010. And 2015, the sickle cell unit in BSS Medical College, Bulla was established. So 2016 to 17, screening program being initiated by our project site in 12 districts of Odisha, Western Odisha only. Whatever programs have been existing in Odisha, the main limitations were the focus was mostly restricted to screening and limited counseling only, and they were using electrophoresis mainly. So specific pockets only identified in the tribal regions before the program implemented by CSCR CMC Vellore. So no other clear strategy or plan was there, or any specific steps were taken to reduce the disease burden. The main focus was on screening, but disease burden reduction was not at all being attended. So no specific initiative towards preventing stigmatization. That's the main big issue. Being a public health specialist, I have visited to several thousands of families where even divorce has occurred. When initially you diagnose a lady or a pregnant lady, you tell you are having a disease and this cannot be completely cured. And you are going to pass this to your progeny. So you can think of what kind of mental pressure the lady will go through and what will happen in the family. There are thousands of cases like that. So this is a very sensitive thing to be handled in the right way. As I have already told, VSS Medical College is the area where sickle cell program started initially, but to my greatest surprise, When we started implementing the program in our Odisha state, we had the minimal number of people who approached us to get tested because our approach was a completely life cycle based. I will go gradually to that. So the previous programs were not linked with enhancing specific preventive and therapeutic services. We diagnose them, we tell them, we tag them, even give a genetic card to them that you are having a disease. But what next? They are forced to have only transfusions, hydroxyurea, and come up with the complications, and they are leading it's not life, it's like a hell for them. So, based on the prevention of major hemoglobinopathy disorder in Cyprus and Sardinia, examples, in 1970s, we started planning a program to be established in Odisha. The MOU was signed by Dr. Alok Srivastava from CSCR CMC Vellore, and MOU signed between, he is the Mr. Nabin Patnaik, our Chief Minister of Odisha, and Dr. Alok Srivastava, and MOU was signed on 12th of, it is December 5th, 2017. So I was associated with them beforehand. And then Dr. Pramod Meherda was our health secretary and commissioner at that time. He was so supportive. On the same day of visit of Dr. Alok Srivastava, they formed the steering committee. And in the steering committee, the health secretary, mission director NHM, Ma'am Salini Pandit ma'am was there at that time, MD. And all the directors of health were the part of the steering committee meeting. And a core group member was formed on that same day. Then, under chairmanship of Secretary Sir and MD NHM, there are 7 consecutive steering cell committee meetings held and 4 core group meetings were held. It was very difficult. I know what all steps we went through. It took 1 year to tailor and concert such a big program of preventing hemoglobinopathies in a state of Odisha because there was no existing policies or existing approved strategies to implement. For every single document, we need to have several rounds of cross-checking, editing, and finalizing and approval things. So it took 1 year to completely have a program plan tailored to the Odisha state government health structural scenario. Our main objective was to reduce the burden of the disease due to major hemoglobin disorders in Odisha. First was to increase awareness of MSD and its genetic transmission and options for preventing it. Because general people, we targeted the laymen below the subcenter level. And also to increase the access to testing. A genetic testing can be made available to the grassroots level, as sir was telling, ANM and ASA people can do the sampling for the genetic testing. Counseling and prenatal diagnosis was also made available at subcenter level. Through the behavioral change communication outreach activities, through screening and diagnosing high-risk population, including prenatal diagnosis, by utilizing the state-of-art technologies in a convenient and cost-effective manner. Second objective was to provide training of healthcare workers for improved diagnosis and treatment of MSD. Because whatever we discuss sitting in the higher institutes, the public health personnel try to get that to the core root level, grassroots level. So the core workers like the ASA, ANM, and all health functionaries who are working at sub-center level, PHC level, CHC level, everybody has been trained in the program-related workshops. So first we conducted baseline survey by HR support to the IIPH Institute, then got the state ethical clearance, and conducted state level, regional level, district level, and block level trainings on clinical management and program management first. Because we knew once we start screening program, there will be a load of people who will be approaching the government health officials. So from each CHC, one MOCHC has been called to the regional level. 6 regional workshops have been conducted, and from faculty from CMC Vellore went there to train them on the management of thalassemia sickle cell disease, at which level you are diagnostic and how you are going to handle it. And there are a lot of difficulties in even the supply chain management of starting from hydroxyurea to all other drugs to the grassroots level of all hospitals. Then we trained on chorionic villus sampling training, because for prenatal diagnostic, the government officials, government gynecologists, doctors, they need to have the chorionic villus sampling training. For that, gynecologists from CMC Vellore, Dr. Gigi, Dr. Swati, they supported us. They went there, and I have to coordinate for all 7 government medical college gynecologists, even AIMS Bhubaneswar. The gynecologists from them were trained on chorionic villus sampling methodology, and they were certified also. establishing PND centers was very difficult task for me. And IEC BCC activity initiated in all districts through agencies. So before we launch the project in a district, forget about state, before we launch the program in a district, we started first the BCC activities. The people should come to us for testing, then collecting data on a health system to enable DBMS. That database management system was a mobile Android app-based management system that we developed based on the name and code specific for each ASA and ANM were provided a specific login and password to enter the data what they are screening. Step 2 was installation of database management system. That took a lot of approval from Government of India to Government of Odisha, and we installed the app in the Anmol tab of ANMs. Then installation of cell counters. Everything was done through the existing health structure of the government. So cell counter site identification, having the backup, even water supply, electricity supply, everything ensuring was a big task for the remote districts. Procuring equipment and consumable. So everything was core was CSCR, and it was being managed at Odisha. I was working as state program lead over there. So managing between two centers placed so remote was a very big task because all supply was from CMCA, CSCR, and the thing was being implemented in Odisha in remote districts and sub-centers. And step 3 was orientation of district and block level officials, starting from the district program manager, block program manager, the account section, the payment system for the alternate vaccine delivery person who were carrying the sample, all done in 2017 only. 2018 onwards, we started the program. So orientation and then hands-on training of the lab technicians. The existing lab technicians, they were not ready to take up extra. Why will do extra work? We are doing our work. We will not do this, do that. So training them, motivating them, and getting engaged and screening all the mothers. We started with all the mothers first. I will tell the story later. Then hands-on training of ANMs and health visitors and BPM, that is block program manager, and starting the screening. So before we launch the project in any district, first we complete this, then we go for this. She is our MD, Shalini Pandit ma'am. This is state level workshop. This is SLN Medical College, Koraput regional training. And these are the phase-wise districts what we covered. First phase is for Jharsuguda, Sambalpur, 6 districts. Second phase is 9 districts, and third phase was 15 districts. So the core components of the project were lab services, training and counseling, data management, and behavior change communication. In training and capacity building, mainly we focused on activity and capacity building by 6 regional training. Each region covered 5 to 6 districts, and retaining in a gap of 1 to 2 years, training of chorionic villus sampling. Activities in a project-related training like finalization of training material. There was no existing training material because Government of India has its own guideline for thalassemia and sickle cell anemia, but we have to tailor it to based on the prevalence and the presentation pattern in the state of Odisha. We developed another training guideline and got it approved. Then orientation to the NHM officials, each level, starting from state, district, each of them had got one login and password, login ID and password was created from the CSCR side only, and there was a central based database management system which can be accessed from CSCR also by state of Odisha government officials. So district level launching workshop done and training of TOT was done. For different TOT were there, for counseling a different TOT, for lab technicians a different TOT, for database management system separate TOT, and for sample collection we are also having a lab based TOT. So training of CSC and block staff level and field workers were done. As you can see, Dr. Kurian and Dr. Biju, everybody from CSC or CMC Vellore, they supported us. They traveled so far to conduct all the regional training to the MOCHCs, medical level officer from CHCs. So different levels of training were done, and this is, you can see the ANM training, even ASA training, and we started this a setting of a HPLC lab at SCB Medical College. Previously, there was no specific lab for these, because we are planning to collect the data, collect the sample on a specific day from the periphery. And it has to be traveled in the cold chain to a center. From that, it will be carried by identified courier system to the medical college for HPLC. Everything was to be done within a stipulated specific 48-hour time period. So that was a big challenge for us, how to test all the samples in a single day or within 2 to 3 days of time limit in with a very limited number of human resource, whatever we have hired in our project. Now, if we see the role of BCC, address the existing stigma, that was also a separate, completely separate thing for which we hired through a third party agency. A lot of approval took. There was no existing approved material in Odia language because CSCR people, they were able to read English only, and we have to translate it into Odia and get it into a different folk media source, videos and hoardings, leaflets, pamphlets for different level of medical people, different level of layman people, and even regional wise, different pockets of districts having different level of issues. Accordingly, the BCC materials were modified to increase the awareness of the inheritance of disease, because they think नो एक बार बच्चा ऐसा हुआ तो आगे भी ऐसे ही होगा. So we have to, now if you go and ask, just there are a lot of third party agency reviews done, interim review, final review. They were astonished to see the level of awareness at the field level of the people. They are able to tell you that 50, 25, 25. We give them balls, green ball, red ball, putting in the bag. ASA worker shows them how the inheritance is happening. And if you are having a single disease child, it doesn't always, it is not necessary that you will have a second child also disease. So increasing the awareness in Koraput, Navrangpur, where there are very tribal people, if they get one disease child, they just leave that wife and get married to another one. There are a lot of issues like that. So first, our main purpose is to increase the awareness. And though these things may sound very not an important thing to you, but when you go to field, these are the main things what we need to address first. Because for us it is a case, for them it is their whole life, and a family is completely distracted if you simply declare that you are having a disease which is non-treatable and it is going to be transmitted to your next progeny. Any newly married groom or the bride. So, addressing the existing stigma, major hemoglobin disease was mainly done by preventing the marriage between two heterozygous individuals would result in total prevention. But that is again creating a stigma. Before marriage, how can you tell no, you are not able to marry another heterozygous or homozygous, you will choose a healthy partner only. So that was very difficult. So they were provided an option that yes, you can marry anybody, but during pregnancy, come for prenatal diagnosis. You have an option. If you get a disease kid and that sample was being transported to CMC only, then you have the option to terminate the kid if he is a thalassemia disorder. So young people opting for screening voluntarily, making an informed choice of marriage and childbearing, a combination of population level and individual level approach was observed. So these are the hoardings what we did. A lot of, I cannot show you, a lot of activities have been conducted in all 30 districts. There are wall paintings and different activities, folk shows, palas, lot of activities have been conducted. So coming now to the main core thing, lab thing. So screening of the priority population was started. Salini ma'am told, let us screen the male first. Why female first? But there was no lifetime opportunity for each male to travel to a hospital, because all the pregnant ladies can travel to hospital when they are pregnant. So we started with the screening of ANC clinic by pregnant ladies. If they are found carrier, we screen the spouse. So first we are tested with pregnant ladies, then spouse. If both are found carrier, we then did pre-PNDT counseling and CVS sampling was conducted for the lady. And if based on the CVS sampling, post-PNDT counseling provided and MTP was being provided free of cost. The travel to the PND center was free of cost, and even they are provided extra 500 rupees for the support of travel. So everything was approved by Government of Odisha, and the ASA who are testing that capillary blood testing, ANM who is supporting, and the barcode, everybody got incentive by Government of Odisha. So this is the total sample flow system. In RI site on Wednesday, there is RI happening, blood collection done by finger prick, 200 to 250 microliter of blood by a single prick, by a specific kind of capillary based collection system. It is supplied by London and it was done through CSCR CMC Vellore. Then that sample was, one single sample, it did all the testing, starting from cell counter site, testing, screening for the CBC, screening for sickle cell anemia, and the same sample will be put in a buffer solution and it will be transported for HPLC. After HPLC, the same sample will be helping us for genetic diagnosis. So the HPLC lab was located initially at SCB Medical College, and the single sample for all analysis, there were 8 to 9 sets of barcode provided along with the Ziploc pouch. The same barcode is scanned by the A&M during collection of the sample. The data is uploaded in the Android app-based database system, and that can be observed on the same point of time by all the block level and medical level people. Then pathologists were also involved to verify the data. The chorionic villus sampling provided by the Central Molecular Lab, SCB Medical College, is approved for providing the certification. Initially, it was not certified for interventional diagnostic technology. These are the photographs of different A&Ms conducting the capillary blood testing, and these are the cell counter sites. This is the SPLC lab, and these are nothing but the chorionic villus sampling processing. And all, at last, the RT-PCR testing also got established in VSS and SCB Medical College. And these are the programmatic workflow of the management system of TSCOD server, what I told you. This is a screenshot of the app, what we gave in the Anmol tab of the A&Ms. These are the screenshots of different database management data with what we are collecting. More than around 2 lakh pregnant ladies have been screened. So the highlights of the project was first major comprehensive coordinated effort in the country for major hemoglobin disorders. Extensive and relevant public health education materials were created and communicated. Diagnosis with the establishment of cell counter site and HPLC lab and genetic lab facility, the people at the subcenter level can avail. Services like counseling, testing, prenatal diagnosis, and opportunity for safe medical termination of pregnancy were provided. Novel technology for detection of beta globin gene mutation genetic analysis was done, and variant of hemoglobin were found. First genetic lab for diagnosis of MSD with Government of Odisha. First prenatal diagnosis for MSD with Government of Odisha, and also AIMS and all the 7 medical colleges were involved. Thank you. I have not at all gone into details of the machineries we use, the methods, the exact amount. It is a very big story. That's why I cut it into the least possible. Maybe time will allow afterwards to show the details of data. Thank you.
That you have faced, that is remarkable. There are no, one question for Dr. Chandak.
Extensive work. I am in the same board for a few years, you are for many years. So, just 2 quick questions. One is that what method, novel method of genetic testing you are using to detect both the sickle cell variant and beta thalassemia variant?
Actually, sir, the genetic lab based at SCB Medical College, they are provided with RT-PCR, but the cartridge and the mutation detection is done by Dr. R.V. Saji. Maybe he will be presenting or not, I don't know. That's why I have not covered that
So
area.
that comes over here, not at the SCB Medical College.
Testing is done at SCB Medical College, but in collaboration with CSCR, CMC Vellore, all the genetic level data
Okay,
is
so this is that 16 mutation detection.
Even we have detected a specific kind of mutation.
Okay. No, that's fine, that's fine. Just second thing was that you mentioned about this such an extensive elaborate setup. Have you calculated that what is the cost per sample of a screening?
Yes, sir, from day one.
How much is that?
Our principal secretary first asked me, tell me Chinmay, what is the cost benefit, why I will allow you to implement this program? Because if one person is found diseased, just about blood management system, forget about that. The loss of work, the loss of wages, loss of education, everything if you calculate together and you just put this HPLC and PND setting, it is quite cost effective. But after, as you are asking like 200 rupees, na, sir, for HPLC, even we have provided Government of Odisha option of rupees 100 for HPLC.
100 for HPLC?
For HPLC. In that setting, it can be done. But when we started with, it was higher. Afterwards, sickle cell mission came, na, all our data imported into sickle cell mission project. And now they have included in Odisha, along with sickle cell, thalassemia is included. And they have all...
Okay, I think probably we will talk separately. Time is a bit
all
short.
states in sickle cell mission,
Yeah.
PND and other components are not.
I know.
But in Odisha, it is running free of cost.
That's the government initiative. Sure, thank you.